Yo, what is up, guys? I am here. Yes, it has been a very long time, but I pretty much quit the game for a whole year after I did very poorly in OOT. Just did not do well in that tournament at all. So, but I decided to come back for Smogon Masters. What this is an old gen tournament, so generation 6 through 8. You're grouped every round based on your records. So if you're 1-0, you go in the group with everyone else who's 1-0. If you're 0-1, same thing, 2-0, so on and so forth. And basically, you're playing until you get 7 wins. Once you get 7 wins, you qualify for top cut. So that's what I'm aiming for. And yeah, so should be fun. And my opponent's name is Evakiyama. Sounds like some anime shit, but anyway, so let's just get right into the teams. This one, I actually built this myself around Dragon Dance, Kommo-o, paired with Tapu Lele, and the rest is just some, fat stuff. Just off preview, I knew the Kartana would be Scarf because it usually is on these types of teams. And then the Lele would be Specs because otherwise he has a lot of trouble breaking through fatter builds such as mine. So I knew those would be the sets. And likely Assault Vest Magearna, but could also be anything. Could be Z, things like that with Shift Gear. So just looking at it, Kommo-o is pretty mid in this game. It's not going to really find any opportunities to Dragon Dance up and sweep. Because half his team threatens it, being Tapu Lele or Lucha Magearna. So pretty difficult to find an opportunity for that. Just not very good in this game. Same with Tapu Lele. He has an Assault Vest Magearna, and it's likely not going to die fast enough for that to do anything. So, about the same thing. Heatran, however, is a huge problem to my opponent's team. His only fire resist is a Gyarados, which doesn't want to come in for obvious reasons, risking burns and getting toxic, things like that. And really is guards well against a large portion of his team, being Tapu Lele, Magearna, Kartana locked into the wrong move, things like that. So Heatran, definitely excellent in this game. Gliscor, not much to be said. In a hyper offense matchup, not very good. Doesn't really do anything in this game. Slowbro is pretty nice. Fully counters Holucha, and it can be used as a mid-ground versus Lele if I don't want to risk Heatran on Focus Blast, things like that. And then Tornadus-T is there for the Kartana, and it's pretty difficult to KO in general for his team. So as far as threats on his side, I'm assuming that's Mega could definitely be a threat. And that's pretty much it. Magearna if it's like Z with Focus Blast or something, but I'm highly doubting that. I really think it's Assault Vest, because otherwise his team just get ran over by a bunch of things. But anyway, let's hop right into the game. Looking to win this more defensively because, like I said, winning this with Kommo and Lele is pretty difficult. So gonna use my rocks and lava plumes and scalds here and there to chip away at his team. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's hop right into the game. I lead with Slowbro, right? Because it has good matchup versus pretty much everything on his team. Magearna can't Oko it. Eats a hit from Lele, even if it is Specs. Does well versus Landorus, as well, which is what I was expecting as a lead. But he leads Lele, which makes sense. Threatens pretty much my whole team. Goes for Psychic, that is Specs, that did 54%. Fire off a Thunder Wave because this thing is a problem. This Thunder Wave means now Heatran has a much easier time dealing with it. My own Lele can deal with it, and Gliscor can outspeed it, so that's pretty cool. So shut this down turn 1 as instead of going hard to trend on the next Psychic, I made ground to Tapu Lele just in case he decided to double to his Landorus, because switch to trend is pretty obvious. And what I didn't want is him going to Landorus, getting rocks up, then I gotta go to Torn. And I got a defog, and he's likely like a Rock Tomb Landorus. I take a ton of damage from that. I just didn't want to be in that situation. Lele puts me in a position where I pretty much had to switch, because you don't know if I'm Specs. Even if I'm not Specs, Psychic's gonna do a ton. You don't really want Landorus taking that big hit, so just better positionally, but he decides to just stay in instead of doubling. As I double to my Tran because it covers for him psychicking again and going to Magearna, which was the likely switch. No real reason to stay in with Lele and take, half from a Moonblast. So again, great positioning as I'm able to get up my Stealth Rock. This is going to be very important for wearing down that Gyarados and everything else on his team. And it goes to Volt Switch, so he shows me that he's Assault Vest immediately. So that's good information, meaning that is not really a threat. As he brings in the Holucha, basically trying to sweep me. And I'm like, alright, bro. I go to my Slowbro, and I'm actually Mega Slowbro, so I fully counter Holucha. This +2 acrobatics is literally going to bounce off. Does 41%, so able to slack off. Going to do that first. I'm not going to attack first, as I cannot do that. Now I fire up the Future Sight as I SDs again, like hoping the next one will kill, but it's not going to kill. As you can see, the 65. And slack that off. So now it's a Lucha, unless he has substitute, he's gonna die. So goes for another one as my best play is to simply slack off. The great part about this exchange is that because of Slowbro's ability, I cannot get crit. So this was very safe as Future Sight just blows him away. And yeah, so Holucha goes down while my Slowbro leaves at a nice 64%. So goes to Lele, fires off a Psychic. That does a ton, and I'm damn near a full split at Tran. That's 37. So however, it's not really optimal for him to stay in again because he can get parried and things like that. So just fire off a Lava Plume as the Landorus comes out, which is really his only play. As he's gonna Stealth Rock, pretty obvious Stealth Rock. I know he's not gonna Earthquake when I have a Gliscor and a Torrent, that just loses too much momentum. And he needs to force some kind of progress versus my team. So Lava Plume again, I get a crit. Unfortunate, but I mean, either I was gonna crit, like I did there, or burn him and then protect, and then he would die anyway. So I mean, either way, I don't really think that mattered too much, but it does suck. But he goes to Gara here. And I debated going for Toxic, but I'm like, that's really not a good play, as Gyarados usually carry the Substitute and or Taunt, so I'd pretty much be wasting a turn. Substitute would be worst case, because then I have to go to something, break this up. That's just not good. So I'll go hard to Kommo, assuming that he's Mega Gara, because Kommo can always eat one hit from Mega Gara, even if it is Ice Fang. So he Dragon Dances up. I'm like, this is fine, what I can do, and his Dragon Dance alongside him. I am Z Poison on this Kommo, so even if he stays regular, well, he actually just die. But if he decides to Mega, I'll do at least 64%, and then I can Torn and Rocky Helmet him down, and then KO him that way. But he reveals to be Z Gara, so he has no Mega, and that's pretty bad. So I gave him a kill for free. And he gets a Moxie boost, so I'm like, it's pretty horrendous. But I'll go to Slowbro. Pretty much the only chance at this point is, I believe I stock off, but then I Thunder Wave the following turn. I think this gave me better odds. I didn't Thunder this turn, Future Sighted. Then this gave me better odds than going for a Scald Burn, instead of fishing. Because the thing is, with Thunder Wave, I think he has like a 25% chance to move if he goes for bounce. Like he has to not get parried on the turn that he clicks bounce, then on the come down, just to not get paralyzed, which is very low odds. So that's what I was thinking. So he gets paralyzed there, which is good, as I Scald. Get a crucial 17% off, and then the Future Sight hits. So that's what I meant. Either he's gonna get paralyzed on the way up or coming down. So my Slowbro is able to 1v1 the Gyarados. It goes for bounce. Even at +5, this is not going to do anything. 64%, disgusting. As I knock him out with the second Scald. And it's looking pretty good for me right now. It's pretty difficult for Kartana, Lele, Magearna to win versus Heatran, especially if this Kartana is choice locked, like I said. So I go to Tran. Basically assuming that the Kartana Scarf and let's go for Lava Plume is free, and it brings up Magearna, which is excellent because that Lava Plume is going to put it in Earthquake range from my Gliscor. Protect, just get a bit of HP back, no reason not to. As gets basically like 50% off on this Magearna along with rocks. So this thing is in earthquake range, side shock range from Magearna, so that's excellent. He goes to Lele. Again, no reason not to protect and scout what he wants to do. Goes for the spec psychic, and here just gonna be able to lava plume twice and knock this Lele out. And then from here he pretty much sweeps. If he goes to cart, I mean, I'll go to either Gliscor or Torn. Gliscor is better because it doesn't allow him to double to Magearna and, you know, playing around, things like that. Just end the game. He goes for Sacred Sword. So it's going to go to Gliscor. If he doubles to Magearna, it covers for that. And then what I'll be able to do actually is Swords Dance on the switch out. And I get 2 turns of Poison Heal so that when card comes back in, basically 1v1 it. And then, yeah, that's pretty much a game. And yeah, like I said, aim to win this game defensively, and that's exactly what I did. So yeah, that's game 1. Gonna be back with the second. We're here with the second game, ORAS OU. Decided to bring Charizard X because I felt it does very well into the types of teams my opponent preferred. Uses a lot of Clef, Ferrothorn, Gliscor type of stuff, and Charizard X just feast on those teams. So there's that. Just wanted to bring that. And he brought a team with some cool stuff like Gallade, but yeah, just getting into, you know, how I'm gonna win. Charizard X just completely sweeps his entire team. All I need is a bit of damage on Volcanion so that I can knock it out with +1 Dragon Claw. The min roll is 79%, so any damage it takes, whether it be rocks or a random hit from Keldeo, will put it into range, and then from there, Charizard X should be able to win. Keldeo is amazing defensively and offensively, you know, being able to switch into Weavile, Volcanion, but on the flip side, being able to revenge kill Gallade and Weavile because I'm Scarf. Hippo, again, defensively is, you know, great, being able to switch into Gallade and X-Gudgel, DX-Gudgel, and that's pretty much it. Just aiming to win with Charizard X. Just need to watch out for Clef, and yeah, so let's hop right into the game. I lead with Keldeo because this has a great matchup versus the majority of his team. Volcanion is a threat, but the thing is, don't really want to lead Latios into a team with a Weavile and Clef. That'd be pretty bad. So Keldeo just gave me the best positioning from turn 1. So here, like I said, all I need is a bit of damage on this. Secret Sword, do a nice 49% as he fires off a Toxic. That is fine. I'm gonna double to my Hippowdon, expecting one of his fighting resist to want to come out, whether it be Clef, Zapdos, or even Gallade. So again, just good positioning for me. Now here, I actually don't want to trade rocks if he happens to be Rocks Clef, which he could be on this team. Because what that would mean is I'd have to defog Latios later, which is not really good. I want to get Zard in as quickly as possible because the conditions are already met for it to sweep. So figured I'll just go for that right now. And like I said, if he is Rocks Clef, I want to get this in before he's able to put those up. So go to Zard, as he actually goes for a Trick, which I did not expect. So I'm assuming he's like Trick with Sticky Barb. As he pulls a switch into Volcanion, I assume trying to scout for a Zard Y, which makes sense as I substitute because I'm like, I don't want to risk a Thunder Wave. No reason to really risk that. Though it's very unlikely as Trick and Thunder Wave. I'm like, bro, that's too much utility. Do you really have that? But you never know. So just scouting as I basically waste HP, which again, I'd rather waste HP and be safe than, you know, try and Dragon Dance up. Then he just so happens to have Thunder Wave. But yeah, I do Dragon Dance and knock him out with the Dragon Claw. So this is actually going to get a couple kills. He goes to Clef. I have a Flare Blitz as Clef just drops immediately. So either he's for Def Clef, which guaranteed dies, or he's Bold, which is a roll. But either way, he gets smoked as he goes to Weavile. Now here is where the wasted health on the substitute comes into play. Ice Shot is actually a roll from here, around 28 to 33%. If he does get it, Charizard dies and the sweep ends. But if he doesn't, I basically get another kill. So that's Weavile. Ice Shards is 30%. Zardek's super bulky, able to tank that from there, as able to knock him out with Dragon Claw. So already killed half his team. Now he goes to Zapdos over Gallade. I think it's a misplay, unless he doesn't have Shadow Sneak, which usually all Gallades do run Shadow Sneak nowadays, because it's just able to sweep through things such as Mega Alakazam, and things like that. But I'm assuming he either doesn't have it, or he just misclicked, something like that. I don't know, but he really should have just went to Gallade if he did have Shadow Sneak. But again, I'm assuming he doesn't have it based on how he just went to Zapdos instead. But Zard killed 4 members of his team, so his game's pretty much over at this point, because the Powdon actually sweeps the last 2. So he goes to Gallade, Swords dances up as a Whirlwind, knowing that that's coming, and able to just force the Excadrill in and just Earthquake twice to knock him out. Goes back to Gallade as he has to SD. Drain Punch does pretty much no damage, especially after Helmet. He's not really gaining much health back. Goes for another Drain Punch, trying to get some, sort of health back, but it's not really going to help, again, because of the Rocky Helmet, as I'm able to just go to Keldeo and end the game by clicking the Scald as Gallade goes down. So it's pretty much it. Very quick game. Like I said, all I needed was a bit of damage on Volcanion, and then it was pretty much free from there. So yeah, that's my round 1. I will be back with the other rounds soon. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.